the obedience of the Fourth Commandment, a call to holy rest. In the hustle and bustle of today's fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with work, stress, and responsibilities. But what if I told you that God has given us a divine appointment, a sacred time to rest, reflect, and reconnect? Today, we explore one of the most overlooked commandments, the Fourth Commandment. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. The Fourth Commandment, a divine call to rest. Understanding the Fourth Commandment. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. This commandment is not a suggestion. It's a direct instruction from the Creator of the universe. But why does God emphasize the Sabbath so much? What makes this commandment different from the others? To fully understand the Fourth Commandment, we must go back to the beginning of time. In Genesis, we see that after creating the world in 6 days, God rested on the seventh day, not because he was tired, but to set an example for humanity. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for Sabbath. Jesus himself emphasized that the Sabbath was made for humanity. It's a gift, not a burden. It's a time for renewal, for worship, and for focusing on God rather than worldly concerns. The historical importance of the Sabbath. To understand the importance of Sabbath obedience, let's look at how the Sabbath was observed throughout history. The Sabbath in ancient Israel. In Exodus 16, before the 10 Commandments were even given, God tested Israel's faithfulness through the Sabbath. When he provided manna, he commanded the people to gather double on the 6th day, because no manna would fall on the Sabbath. This was a sign of trust, relying on God's provision rather than their own work. This will be a sign between me and the Israelites forever. God declared that the Sabbath would be a sign of his covenant with his people, a sign of faith, dependence, and obedience. The Sabbath in the life of Jesus. Many believe that Jesus came to abolish the Sabbath, but that's not true. The Bible tells us that it was his custom to worship on the Sabbath. In fact, Jesus often used the Sabbath to bring healing and restoration, showing its true purpose. How to obey the Fourth Commandment today. In today's modern world, how can we faithfully obey the Fourth Commandment? Step 1. Prioritize worship. Attend church or gather with believers. Hebrews 10 verse 25. Spend dedicated time in prayer and Bible study. Step 2. Avoid unnecessary work. Plan ahead so you don't have to work on the Sabbath. Set clear boundaries for work and responsibilities. Step 3. Embrace rest and reflection. Unplug from digital distractions. Spend quality time with family, nature, and God. Common misconceptions about the Sabbath. There are many misunderstandings about the Sabbath. Let's address some of the most common ones. 1. The Sabbath was only for the Israelites. The Sabbath is for all who join themselves to the Lord. God's invitation to the Sabbath is not limited to one group. It's for everyone who follows him. 2. Any day can be the Sabbath. The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. God specifically set apart the seventh day, not just any day of our choosing. The blessings of Sabbath obedience. When we obey the Fourth Commandment, we receive incredible blessings. Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest. The world offers temporary rest, but only God gives true rest. Will you accept his invitation? Closing appeal. God is calling you to experience his holy rest. Will you answer? Obey the Fourth Commandment. Experience God's blessings. Call to act. Share and subscribe for more biblical teachings.